Hello and welcome. Mirabai Chanu has ended India's 21-year wait for a weightlifting medal at the Olympics by clinching a silver in the 49 kg category to open India's account. The 26-year-old lifted a total of 202 kgs to better Karnam Malleshwari's bronze way back in the 2000 Sydney Olympics. The gold went to China's Hu Jihui with an effort of 210 kgs, while Aisha Kantika of Indonesia took home the bronze with an effort of 194 kgs.
With this podium finish at the Olympics, Mirabai Chanu has created history. First day, first medal for India for the first time ever. Mirabai Chanu also ended India's 21-year wait for a weightlifting medal. She lifted a total of 202 kgs, the most successful snatch lift of 87 kg and then 115 kg in clean and jerk. Her last attempt was of 117 kg, which she failed to lift successfully and finished with an overall lift of 202 kg.
रियो में जो फेल हुआ था इसको पूरा कवर करने की मुझे इसी दिन में तो आज पूरा मैंने कवर करके सिल्वर मेडल लिया है तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत ही बड़ा अचीवमेंट है.
Her spectacular medal win is being celebrated by the entire nation. India is elated by Mirabai Chanu's stupendous performance, tweeted Prime Minister Modi. He even spoke to her and congratulated her personally.
And thank you on behalf of Prime Minister Modi and the entire country for bringing a big smile on the faces of 135 crore Indians. First day, first medal, a silver medal. You made the country proud.
And congratulatory messages have been pouring in, recognizing and celebrating the feat Mirabai Chanu has achieved.
I saw a tweet saying that I'm going to win a medal. She's like 3 days back, tweet saying that I will win a medal. And that's a great quality. Said I will and won something. It's fantastic.
Mirabai's journey from Rio 2016, where she had registered 3 no lifts in clean and jerk, to the Tokyo silver is a remarkable turnaround that reflects her evolution. In an exclusive interview to NDTV, she said she has made many sacrifices to reach here.
बड़ा प्लेयर्स में कुछ पाने के लिए बहुत सारे सैक्रिफाइस करना पड़ती है. मैंने सैक्रिफाइस किया है. दीदी का शादी हुई थी तो मैंने मिस किया क्योंकि मुझे वो जो मैंने रियो ओलंपिक में फेल हुआ था तो मैं सामने वर्ल्ड चैंपियन थी तो उसी में से दिखाना था मुझे.
Her struggles, sacrifices and determination have got her the Olympic glory. And in this moment of celebration, Mirabai Chanu is missing one person the most.
बहुत दिन से इसने मेरे लिए प्रे किया है तो मम्मी का बहुत याद आता है.
A billion prayers answered, a spectacular start to the India's Olympic quest. Mirabai Chanu's medal win is sure to enthuse the entire Indian contingent to go for glory at the Tokyo Games. An NDTV Bureau Report.
And in a heartwarming moment, a restricted number of the 26-year-old's family, neighbours and friends gathered at her home in a COVID-hit district in Manipur, all wearing masks, of course, to watch the weightlifting event, and they burst into celebrations the moment she lifted that total of 202 kgs. Now, in the last Olympics, Mirabai suffered heartbreak at the Rio Games, where she failed to qualify for the finals. Now, fast forward 5 years on, and the Indian weightlifter turned agony into pure ecstasy, and back in her village in Manipur, everyone is elated.
A moment of pride and jubilation. Mirabai Chanu's family in a remote village in Manipur are rejoicing with the entire nation. For Saikham Kriti and Tombi Devi, parents of Mirabai Chanu, it's a day like no other. As Chanu took center stage at the Tokyo Olympics, the villagers joined a billion prayers that were being offered across the nation. Wearing the tricolour on her heart, Mirabai Chanu had overcome injury setback and economic challenges to bring glory to India. At 12, she wanted to become an archer, but weightlifting was a real calling. Every day she would travel 30 kilometers to Imphal to train. She would help her mother track up and down hill, carrying firewood on her head, way before she had started training for weightlifting. A life of hardship taught her to be physically and mentally strong. She lifted a total 202 kilograms, more than double her weight in Tokyo, India's first gold medal in the 2016 Commonwealth Games.
कि इंडिया के लिए जो सिल्वर मेडल उसने पहले लिया, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. जितना जो मदद करने वाला भी मेरा तरफ से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ. ऐसी खुश हो बाकी जितना जो खिलाड़ी जो पार्टी है ऐसी तरह से गोल्ड मेडल लेके इंडिया में वापस आने के लिए मैं भगवान से हमेशा दुआ मांगता हूँ.
अब कोई आइसक्रीम खाना है, कोई केक खाना है.
For now, all she wants to have is a slice of pizza.
सबसे पहले मैं पिज्जा खाऊंगी अभी जाके.
After the heartbreak in Rio, it was redemption in Tokyo. For Manipur and the entire nation, a big reason to celebrate amid worrying COVID times. With Vimal Mohan and Rika Roy in New Delhi and Sanju Bachaspati Mayum in Imphal, in Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
And the Manipur Chief Minister has announced a 1 crore rupees reward for Mirabai Chanu on account of her performance, her feat. The state government says it will also be offering her a job. She's currently employed with the Indian Railways as a ticket collector. The Manipur Chief Minister spoke with Chanu via a video call and they shared their conversation on social media. Listen in.
भारत के चीफ मिनिस्टर लोन यावरे सुरे चीफ सेक्रेटरी सुरे मयाम दुदा आइना नंगी पाउसे तमेबा आलाइदी मीराबाई चानू ने सर समाय तो गनै खोय सब भारत की दिल्ली हांगे अनु सिल्वर मेडल ने नायब काना बिचारी से अनु के ने को सिने माना मागी मयाम माना माइक्रोफोन बाहर का अनु मसे फगी भारत की दबकता चौबा.
And in other news, 26 NDRF teams have been deployed for flood rescue and relief work in the state of Maharashtra, and 8 additional teams have been airlifted to Maharashtra, where at least 138 people are dead. Several others are missing after torrential rain over the past few days has led to floods and landslides in coastal districts of the state, destroying thousands of buildings and roads and leaving entire villages underwater and prompting a desperate search for survivors, as well as a massive rescue and relief operation that included the evacuation of nearly 90,000 people.
We are currently traveling on a boat on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway. This is the condition of the highway, completely submerged in water. Like I said, right now it's a waterway, not a highway. The Mumbai-Bengaluru highway completely cut off because of floodwaters and traffic completely stopped here.
Two major national highways passing through Maharashtra closed for traffic. The Mumbai-Bengaluru highway, which connects the country's IT capital to the financial capital, was flooded. Vehicles completely submerged in water flowing through the highway. Only rooftops visible on the sides and even trucks submerged. Truckers say since afternoon, no traffic has been able to move forward as the water flowed over the highway. Truck drivers counted their losses, especially those with perishable items.
सर मैं पुणे से हुबली जा रहा हूँ. मच्छी का गाड़ी है मेरा और मेरे कंपनी का नाम है अजय सी फूड. पुणे का कंपनी है मेरा. मेरे गाड़ी में माल है. माल का नुकसान बहुत हो रहा है सर. खराब हो जाएगा, सेट की नुकसान हो जाएगी सर. रास्ता तो बंद है. 24 घंटे के ऊपर हो गया मुझे इधर रुककर.
वो गाड़ी में प्याज भरा हुआ है.
पहुंचेगा सही?
पहुंचेगा. अभी क्या है, वो तो एक दिन दो दिन लेट होएगा तो सड़ जाएगा वो.
The Mumbai-Goa highway also shut at Chiplun, which witnessed massive floods.
Currently, the Mumbai-Goa highway depends on these very old bridges, and the Vaishishti Nadi or the Vaishishti river, which of course flows through this part, Chiplun, which actually flooded Chiplun town after reaching its banks. One of these old bridges has developed a crack in between, which means that traffic cannot function on the bridge, and that is why the Mumbai-Goa highway traffic has been completely stopped.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray visited Talia village in Mahad in Raigad district, where 36 people lost their lives in a landslide due to extremely heavy rain. In total, 138 people have lost their lives, and that toll is expected to climb further with floods in Sangli and Kolhapur as well.
त्याच्या बाबतीत कोणी मनामध्ये काही शंका ठेवण्याची आवश्यकता नाही आहे. ज्यांचं नुकसान झालेलं आहे त्यांना व्यवस्थित त्याची नुकसान भरपाई म्हणा अथवा इतर काही गोष्टी असतील त्या सगळ्या सरकारतर्फे केल्या जातील.
Senior NCP Minister Jayant Patil was seen wading through ankle-deep water and travelling on a boat to take stock of the situation in Sangli. Patil said the floods were happening as water had to be released from the Varna and Koina dams.
With a little bit of respite from the rain, officials are hoping that flood waters will recede soon and they will be able to open up this highway for traffic. But if there's more rain, more water will have to be released from dams, and that means the water will take longer to recede, and that might mean that these trucks will have to wait longer on this highway. With camera person Rajendra Dayalkar in Sangli district of Maharashtra, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
An extremely heavy rain has also been predicted in several districts of Karnataka, with many already seeing flooding. A passenger train from Karnataka's Mangaluru to Mumbai was hit by a landslide in Goa. Luckily, there were no casualties.
Many districts of Karnataka hit hard by excessive rainfall that flooded homes and fields. Rescuers were out in parts of battered North Karnataka, with thousands evacuated to safer places. The heavy rain is expected to continue until Tuesday in coastal Karnataka and ease up in north interior and south interior parts of the state. The red alert has been withdrawn from districts where it was in place for Friday.
Under the influence of these systems, coastal Karnataka is very likely to experience widespread rainfall from 24th to 28th July. North interior Karnataka and south interior Karnataka are very likely to experience fairly widespread rainfall on 24th July and scattered rainfall from 25th to 28th July.
One of the fallouts of the rain, the Dudh Sagar Falls, which tumble under the railway track, were at their spectacular best. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa will fly to Belagavi district bordering Maharashtra on Sunday to assess the situation. All district ministers have been asked to monitor the situation on the ground. Maya Sharma for NDTV.
And the CBI raided 40 locations across Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi on Saturday morning, including the residence of senior Jammu and Kashmir IAS officer, in connection with an alleged illegal sale of gun licenses case. At least 8 former deputy commissioners are being investigated by the central agency.
CBI raids across Jammu and Kashmir in connection with alleged illegal sale of gun licenses. The searches were carried out at multiple locations, including residences of 2 IAS officers, Shahid Iqbal Chaudhary and Neeraj Kumar. Shahid Chaudhary is accused of issuing licenses during his tenure as district magistrate in 3 districts. The officer, who is currently Secretary Tribal Affairs Department in Jammu and Kashmir government, claims that no incriminating material has been found during searches at his premises. He said licenses issued during his tenure has been lowest by any district magistrate, but he adds that oversight or procedural indiscretion in a few cases cannot be ruled out. In a statement, the CBI said that they conducted searches at 40 locations, including 20 gun houses, in case related to arms license racket in Jammu and Kashmir. Investigators believe that since 2012, over 2 lakh gun licenses have been issued illegally from Jammu and Kashmir. The alleged racket was first unearthed by Rajasthan ATS in 2017 after they found criminals with licensed weapons which were issued allegedly by bureaucrats in Jammu and Kashmir. The ATS had also found that over 3,000 licenses were given allegedly in the name of army personnel based on fake documents. The BJP has welcomed the CBI raids.
जो पिछली रेजिम्स में लाइसेंस गन्स के लिए सप्लाई की गई थी, किसको दी गई थी, कहां दी गई थी, किस पर्पस के लिए दी गई थी, इसकी तह तक जाना चाहिए कि ये जो गन की जो लाइसेंस दी है, ये गन कहां इन्होंने दिए और देश के किस कोने और जम्मू कश्मीर के किन लोगों को इन गन दी, इसका सारा काला चिट्टा जो है वो खुल के सामने आ जाए.
It's believed to be India's biggest gun license racket. CBI says during the investigation a nexus between arms dealers and district magistrates have been found were issuing illegal arms license since 2012 in Jammu and Kashmir. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
And unpaid taxes on 700 crore rupees of income over 6 years, violation of the stock market rules and evidence of profits being siphoned off from listed companies have been found in searches at the Dainik Bhaskar Group, the Income Tax Department said on Saturday. This is 2 days after the raids on the conglomerate, with media outlets critical of the government-triggered outrage. Now, according to a statement, they say during the search, it was found that they have been operating several companies in the names of their employees, which have been used for booking bogus expenses and routing of funds. Several of the employees whose names were used as shareholders and directors have admitted that they were not aware of such companies, the tax department said in a statement. Going on to say that such companies have been used for multiple purposes, namely booking bogus expenses, siphoning off the profits from listed companies, routing of funds so siphoned into their closely held companies to make investments, making of circular transactions, etc. We are going to go in for a short break. On the other side, Delhi opens up further, it unlocks further. More news coming up. Welcome back. News from the capital now. The Delhi Chief Minister on Saturday said that the Lieutenant Governor's decision to reject a panel of lawyers picked by the city government for cases against the farmers protesting against the centre's 3 new farm laws was an insult to the people of Delhi. Overturning decisions taken by the cabinet is an insult to the people of Delhi. The people of Delhi chose the AAP government with a historic majority and defeated the BJP. Let the BJP run the country. Let AAP run Delhi. Such interference in everyday work is an insult to the people of Delhi. The BJP should respect democracy. The Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal tweeted strongly in Hindi, rejecting a list of lawyers picked by the Kejriwal Delhi government. Mr. Baijal has approved a team selected by the Delhi police, which reports to the BJP-led government at the centre, the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has said. This week, Mr. Kejriwal's cabinet had decided that lawyers picked by the Delhi government would be the public prosecutors of the Delhi police in the cases filed against the farmers over the January 26th violence and vandalism when parts of a rally organised by them strayed off agreed routes.
वकीलों की नियुक्ति किसानों के मामले में जब कोर्ट में किसानों के मामले में जस्टिस होने की बात हो तो केंद्र सरकार के वकील मैटर को देखेंगे, दिल्ली की चुनी हुई सरकार की नहीं चलने देंगे। इसमें केंद्र सरकार की क्या दिलचस्पी है? वो किसानों के खिलाफ ऐसा क्या करना चाह रही है? दूसरी बात, अगर वकीलों की नियुक्ति तक भी एलजी ही करेंगे, अगर केंद्र सरकार ही करेगी तो संविधान में फिर चुनी हुई सरकार का मतलब क्या रह जाएगा? जैसा मैंने कहा कि संविधान में और संविधान की व्याख्या में माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की 5 जजेस की बेंच ने ये साफ साफ कहा है कि दिल्ली सरकार के पास वकील चुनने का अधिकार है।
And cinemas, theatres and multiplexes will be able to open in Delhi from Monday, but at a 50% capacity. The Delhi Metro will run at 100% seating capacity. It was up till 50% right now. The DTC and cluster buses will also be able to run on 100% seating capacity. These relaxations in restrictions have come amidst a dip in the COVID-19 cases in the national capital. On Saturday, Delhi reported 0 deaths, 66 new infections only. And this is over a 24-hour period. The national capital has 587 active cases, and the infection rate, which had reached 36% in the last week of April, has come down now to 0.09%. Now, 100 people, this means that at least 100 people will be able to attend funerals going forward instead of 20. 100 people will be able to attend wedding ceremonies instead of 50. Spas have also been allowed to open, but with conditions. All of it opening up, but not our schools. However, now the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences says that children in India can possibly start getting vaccinated by the month of September, and the candidates for these vaccinations for kids include Pfizer, Covaxin and hopefully Zydus.
The Lancet has published a very interesting study this week, Dr. Guleria, where they've talked about living with 11 to 17-year-olds could increase the risk of infection by 18 to 30%. So, this once again puts the spotlight back on vaccinating our younger population. How do you look at this study, A, and when do you think India can start vaccinating children?
So I think this is an important issue that children who are, if you're living with children, although they will get a mild infection and they are protected, they can carry the infection home, and if they are high risk group living with them, that could be the elderly or those with comorbidities, they have an increased risk of getting the infection. And that is one of the reasons why people are worried that if you allow children to mix up or they go to school, then they may get a mild infection, but they may carry the infection home and give it to their grandparents or someone who has a comorbid illness, and that may cause a severe attack in the family. We need more data, but this is something which is there and has been shown even with influenza infection, that the children get a mild infection, but it can lead to severe infection as far as the older age group is concerned. Coming to the issue of vaccination, I think it's important both from the point of view of protecting young children and also from the point of view of breaking the chain of transmission, because like we just discussed, children can be part of the chain of transmission. When will we get the vaccine for children? I think the Zydus vaccine already has done the trial in children and they're waiting for emergency use authorization. The Bharat Biotech trial should be over by August or September, and by that time we should get the approval, and the Pfizer vaccine already has been approved by the FDA. Therefore, hopefully by September we should start vaccinating children, and that will also be a big boost.
So the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences is saying that keeping schools closed can be detrimental for our children, something for all of us to think about. That's it from all of us at NDTV.